All right. Welcome, everybody. Welcome back to the Mr. Rent-to-Own Homes podcast. I am Dominic Venino, aka Mr. Rent-to-Own Homes. Today, we are joined by Giovanna Venino and James Brown, investor agents, one from Phoenix and one from the Denver market. And in today's episode, we're going to be talking about how realtors or agents closing an additional 1 to 2 deals per month working through our rent-to-own program. And then we're going to break down some numbers. We're going to dive a little deeper into it. And if you're watching us from wherever you are, we're broadcasting to YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. If you have any questions, pop your questions in. We'll try to answer them as we go. So welcome, guys. Thanks for joining me.
Thanks.
Right on. Glad to be back.
Cool. So for those of you who don't know Giovanna or James, I'm going to have them tell you a little bit about themselves and get up to speed on the team, and then we'll dive deep into the topic. So let's start with Giovanna. Hi, Giovanna.
Well, hi, everyone. I'm Giovanna Danino. I'm a real estate investor, licensed agent, and basically what I do is I spend most of my days talking to other agents and how they can benefit from our rent-to-own program. So I am very excited to chat about that today and explain a little bit more and go into depth of how we can partner with other realtors and how they can add an added 6 figures to their salary this year.
Ditto on that. Yeah, do the same thing, helping agents and lenders understand how they can help clients and do it the right way. There's different ways, different companies that do rent to own. So I always want to emphasize doing it the right way and actually helping clients, getting through the process. So
yep,
we'll dive into a lot of that stuff in shows in the future. But right now we just want to show people how do they make money.
Yeah. So, I mean, you brought up a topic there about doing it the right way, right? So yes, there's definitely a lot of programs out there. So since we're already talking about that, right? Why don't you go ahead and explain to people when you say doing it the right way, what do you mean by that?
Well, I could dive in pretty deep on that, but we just want to make sure that end buyer that we're all working together to help can actually buy the house. And so really the key to that is making sure we know where they're at right now, why they can't qualify for a loan, what they're going to have to do to get a loan. And a big key to that is working with a lender. Like Dominic, for people that don't know, he is a lender. So he's got the background to really dive in and figure out why somebody can't qualify and what's going to take. So
yep,
that answers the question.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. So the way I like to present it is we want to set up people to succeed, right? We don't want them to fail. There's a lot of other companies out there that are doing rent to own, and they technically don't really care whether they get the house or not at the end, right? Some of them are hoping that people fail so they can just take back the house and do it all over again, and it becomes an ATM for them. That's definitely not what we do. Our goal is for people to get to the finish line. And if somebody isn't ready or committed or isn't willing to put in the work to get themselves to the finish line, then they're definitely not going to be a fit for our program. That's not who we want.
Yep.
We don't want houses. We don't want to take back houses. We want people to complete the process, get their own financing at the end of the program, and then move on with their lives. And then we can move on with ours and help more people. Right?
absolutely.
100%.
I think that the beauty about our program is that we, right off the bat, we set people for success, right? There's no point in setting anyone up for failure because they're not the only ones failing. We are also failing. So what we're trying to create is a win-win for everyone. So absolutely.
Yeah,
it's just a better business model, and we've made the decision clearly that, hey, it doesn't serve anybody to just put them into a house that we know they're not going to be able to afford, or they're not a fit. but they're not committed, and or somebody say, hey, I just want to be a renter, but I want to test drive. Like, no, this is definitely not the program for that, right? And not everybody's entitled to be a homeowner per se. We want to help as many people as possible, but reality is some people need to be stay as renters for now, and maybe down the road their life situation changes, and maybe they're committed and say, you know what, this is the location, this is the property that I want, it's the right fit, the right school district, the spouse, the kids, the dog loves it, and then that's the right property, right? If it's not the right property, then definitely or right location or wherever it may be, then it's not going to be a fit. We don't want to put somebody into something that they're not fully committed. So, yeah, definitely.
Yep.
All right. So to the topic at hand, right? So let's start with Giovanna. You want to kind of explain it. So somebody says, hey, how is it that realtors can close an additional 1 to 2 deals per month with your rent-to-own program? What do you say?
Well, basically, what they would need to do is they could either be working with someone who's not able to secure traditional financing right now, or maybe someone that they worked with in the past 24, 36, even 36 months. So if they can go back and find out, hey, were you able to resolve whatever prevented you from securing traditional financing back then? If they say, no, I'm still working on it, but I'm interested in coming back to the buying market. That's a good possibility of creating a lead that way and trying to revive some of these dead leads, or obviously just reaching out to me or James in his market, right? And finding out how can we help anyone that they are working with who's not able to secure traditional financing. So for example, in Phoenix, if we want to go very conservative as far as a commission, let's say we're going with 2%. So if I'm getting paid 2% of an average of $450,000 property, right? The commission would be about $8,500. So if I was to multiply 8,500, so that's just one potential rent to own client. If you multiply that by 12 months, that gives you 6 extra figures outside of your traditional buy-in and listing that you work with other other clients. So this is an added bonus for these type of clients that we talk to them all the time. We encounter these clients all the time. They're not able to secure traditional financing. So this is a great opportunity.